Hey friends, it's me, the Ebony Otaku, the well-rounded nerd. I'm in the painting room because I am doing Adepticon prep. I'm going to lower my chair. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Now I'm down here where you can see me. I just put together this drop pod. I got it as not a dirty Santa. I got this as a secret Santa gift with our Alabama Heresy group. So I'm super excited. I put it together last week, and now I'm going to add it to my army. So I need to get this primed so I can paint it. But I have been busy with prepping. I signed up for two classes this year. I'm taking the color theory class, and I got into the artist opus dry brushing class. So if it's not put together right now and I'm not going to paint it. I am going to paint this because I want it, and I've got guys that are already done. I need to base these Space Marines. I'll probably do a video on that. I was going to do a couple, but I'm not sure I'm going to have time to do that right now. I'm going to put these over here. Husband's chair can act as storage until I'm ready for it because I don't want to get paint on those. I also painted some armigers for my knight. These came out pretty good, I think. Let me move the light where y'all can see them a little bit better. There we go. So these are, I could have done some more detail, but honestly, these are based in black. I dry brushed a lot of the mechanic stuff, and then of course you can see where the Tober Dork came into play. I am honestly kind of mad at how cool they look, and I didn't do much to them. Like, it took longer to put them together than it did to paint them. I'm not even gonna lie. But I'm happy with them. So they're gonna come over here. They're in the done pile, but they'll go in a short with these other guys. I need to put them on their bases and base them as well. So I'll probably just do a basing video. These guys are already done. These came out of my um, Champions of Slanesh, but they are all finished. I went kind of basic on their base because I've been trying to challenge myself to do more with less when it comes to my paint jobs. Because, if you want to get your army to playability, I don't have time to be obsessive. I'm in my master's program. I have a full-time job. I don't have time to really just do so much to my paint jobs that I never get them done. But I'm kind of happy. I think they look like Chaos Emperor's Children. I think I achieved what I was looking for. There we go. Ooh, there we go. Now I got the light on them really good. So I'm super thrilled with these. What do you think? I think they came out good, and I'm happy with how I put them together. I'll show you the armature again in the light. Is he beautiful? I mean, I'm kind of mad because it was such a simple paint, and this is how it looks. Shouldn't have been that easy. Could I do more to it? I could. I won't, but I could. Less is more. I do have a few left to base out of that box. So these guys need basing. They're on my Lazy Susan, and I need that, so they're gonna have to come off the Lazy Susan. But these also came out of my Champions of Slanesh. They are done as far as their paint job is concerned. But they do need to be based, so that will be next. These are another less is more, and these are almost completely airbrush, believe it or not. There's very little on here that I used a traditional brush on, which sometimes I challenge myself. It's possible to paint these little figures completely with airbrush, but you got to have some good nimbleness with the airbrush to do that. I'm going to take them off of this because I need the Lazy Susan. Neat. It's about to start raining, I think. Rainy January. We haven't gotten much winter yet this year in the South. Our cold snap was at the beginning of December. What is on my face? I don't know. And that's been it. I have not decided with my captains and little Praetor guy here. I'm gonna do more to them. We'll see. I'm kind of happy with them right now. I think I need to do their faces a little bit better. But so far, again, completely airbrushed. So we'll see. And then for my cacophony, their leaders actually did a print. Come on. I'm not done with these yet, but so far they look really cute. So yep, there's 3 of them, but these are going to be my chorus masters. Yeah, I know. I don't do a lot of printing when it comes to my Warhammer stuff, but they don't have a guitar wielding chorus master that I could have used in Games Workshop. So here we are. Um, Bits from something I was cleaning up. I'm waiting to hear back from my contest winner. I've reposted you. I'll post you one more time. If you don't claim your prize by the end of January for my 5,000 subscriber giveaway, I will I'll post the whole package and do another video and do another contest drawing. I've got it's a whole OPR kit, so 2 sets of models that have been primed in 2 different colors. I was going to paint them, but it's a model community, so people like to paint their models. I really need new braids. These are dead. I'll be getting new braids next month. Um, and I'm going to put the instructions for this particular set of models in there. I went ahead and printed out terrain for you, and sets of tokens for 1-page rules as well. So it's a really nice starter OPR kit. But if I don't hear from you, you can't just sit in my house forever. So it'll go to somebody else. And it's completely free. All that you had to do was comment on that one video. But if that person is not inclined to claim their prize, then I will give it to another. That's all I can do. You can't make people. You can reach me on Instagram um, at the Ebony Otaku, and then I'm also on Discord. You can private message me on Discord at the Ebony Otaku, or you can private message me on my Gmail, which is the Ebony Otaku Online at gmail.com. Send me your address one of those ways, and I will get the stuff to you. If I don't hear from you at the end of the month, I'm going to do a different video, and it'll be somebody else's prize. That's not what I want for you. I want you to have it. But if not, that's okay. My feelings aren't hurt much. Let's do some priming. So if you don't have one of these, you need one. This is a Lazy Susan. I'm actually going to flip my texture palette. I printed this texture palette, by the way. I'm going to print that, flip that over, so I can stick the guy here. So now I can do this. But I believe I'm going to spray open first and then close them up. I got one door that's not perfect, and I don't know what happened, but it's already glued, so I can't fix it. I have all the other doors on here exactly right, but one of them kind of went wonky on me, and it's making me sad. I'm not quite sure what to do about it, but oh, did I not glue this one? I think I see the problem. I glued each of these pieces together, and somehow this one didn't get glued together. I thought I did that before I put the thing on. Oh well, can't fix it now. It's chaos. That's fine. So I'm going to prime. What we have is dark neutral gray. I was looking for the black primer, but I don't see it. We must have used it all. I'm going to look in my paint studio, my portable paint studio real quick. Did you just sneeze on me? My dog just sneezed on me. Did you hear that? Rude. And see if there's any in here. I don't think there is. Yeah, that's all basing material. Oh, I also printed you a dice tower, and it came with this cool little dragon, so you'll get that as well. I tried to make my little thing as nice as I could. But if you don't want your prize, it's okay. I'm not gonna die. Oh wait, do I have black primer in my painting thingy? I think I do. Black or dark neutral gray. I might actually do the dark neutral gray because there's more of it, and I don't know how much I'm gonna need. All right, we'll do that. I'm gonna close my paint studio back up. We're gonna use this. So as you know, or might not know, I'm now the proud owner of an additional airbrush set, and I'm looking down here. It looks like my husband has been in my airbrushes because there should be another one down there. All right, I'm gonna put his over there. There's a little cord mix up down here. That gum. So this is all about Adepticon prep. My next couple of Warhammer videos are going to be me doing stuff prepping. And the next one I'll probably be basing the models that need basing. And then I will be painting my Cerastus Knight. Really excited about that. I have an event with Bama Heresy coming up. Oh, this is his cord. This one's mine. Oh, these all got tangled up. How did that happen? I'm going to have to come in here and do some work in this office. There we go. These masters make great little priming airbrushes. You can beat these airbrushes up as much as you want. But because I'm taking the classes at Adepticon, I decided not to paint anything else. I've got an event with Emma Heresy coming up towards the end of the month. It's a 30K event. And I decided I do want to have my night for that event. So I'll have a night and I'll have a Titan. The thing is, it's a 2,000 point game, so I can't bring the Titan. The Titan's just there because he's fun to look at. 0 other reasons. But I've got to put together a 2,000 point list. At this point, I probably have 5,000 points worth of army. So why am I still going? So I can have options based on what I'm doing, and it's fun. I had it in my head I was going to build multiple armies. And I have not gotten to the other half of my original Heresy box, but those are destined to be salamanders. They are. And that's not for me. That is so if I do a learning game with someone, they have an army that can go against mine to play with. So that's how we learn to play. So I figured do the same thing. We're spraying good. I usually run some thinner through here to make sure it's spraying good. And I forgot to do that. But yeah, shall we? Look at that. Isn't that great? This is how you want to do it. This is awesome. All right. This is such a great little model before I spray it. It's got just wonderful detail. This is an older G-Dubs model. Look, I love the bolter hanging down the middle. You can see all the little chassis where Space Marines would be harnessed in. I put this together in like 90 minutes. Could not do that with any modern G-Dubs model. Why did y'all stop building things this way? This was actually a joy to put together. Like, I was super happy when it was done. My goal last week was to put together my Saturnine Dreadnought at Work in Progress Wednesday, and it simply did not happen because it was so difficult. It was, I'm going to try again tonight, and there's going to be somebody there to help me who's already put one together. But I was trying to, the first part is like working on the knee, and there's like a piece that big. And I dropped it like 3 times. I was like, screw it, I'm done. I could not figure out how to get it together. And I've put together multiple Stompy Robot guys from G-Dubs. This one, the Saturnine Dreadnought, why? Why? Okay, I'm priming something that's gray and gray. I just realized my problem. This is fun. Yeah, I can see it. What was I thinking? I should have put that black primer in here. I mean, I can see it, but it's not easy. And plus, because this has pieces that move, I'm going to have to take 2 passes of priming on it. Because I can't prime the outside because it needs to dry before I do that portion. Don't want to get primer on the models that are back there. I'm going to move my light so I can see it a little bit better. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm getting good coverage. It's not bad. Okay, so I can see the difference now that I've angled the light to help me. So here's a big question. Are you going to Adepticon? Yes, you. Now look, don't make it weird. You know how I feel about that. Don't be weird. The second this gets weird, I stop doing YouTube. But it was really interesting. Last year was the first time I'd gone. I didn't even know Adepticon existed before last year, honestly. Never heard of it. Spraying down the spine of the wings. But it was funny because I don't have a huge channel. I have a very small YouTube channel. Um, but here locally, because I live in a nerd city, it has happened once or twice where people are like, "Aren't you on?" And that's kind of, it's cool but weird at the same time. Um, but at Adepticon, before my channel, I mean, back then I think I had 3,000 subscribers when I went last year, which still really small channel, but my channel is a concentration of people who would be interested in something like that. So it was interesting because I actually got to say hey to a lot of folks who are subscribers. So like I don't do a ton of anime videos unless something really gets me. I used to, but I can't get the editing thing to work out for me where I can include clips and not get algorithm slap. I have recorded videos and uploaded them, and the algorithm gone, no, you may not upload this, or we're going to demonetize you, or the copyright claims. I don't know how other people do it. I've decided I don't want to figure it out. But it is cool to get to meet people who do the same hobby you do, have an equal amount of interest, and just, gush about our projects together. I am making a commitment to get better at Discord this year. I didn't really know what to do with it when I started the Discord. A lot of folks were suggesting it, and it just seemed like the thing to do, but I really didn't know what to do with it. But now I've got a better idea of how to make Discord cool. You know, finding nerd events to post. I really want it to be a space of encouragement with hobbying and all the kind of stuff that we as a nerd community love to do. Finding, connection with people who do like hobbies. Because that's something different about Discord because they're all privately joined servers where stuff is going on. You can have a little bit more comfort in talking with folks, I think. It's funny because my first foray into corporate work, I worked with a team that primarily to me was virtual. And that was back when I was like 23 years old. I've worked for 4 big corporations in my career. Yeah, 4. And, a big part of working for companies like that is a lot of your team is virtual. You'll never see them. I've never met my boss that I have now, not in person, only virtually, which is fine. But it's interesting how people with different experiences with virtual, I guess, relationships of any kind, virtual ships, I guess, how they react to interacting with people that they've not met physically. And for me, it's never been that big a deal because that's how I started my working life, was interacting with a bunch of people I never met and having to trust them. Y'all want to hear something real funny? Let me spray this wing. I'm gonna tell y'all something real funny. Don't get mad, but it's funny. It's gonna make somebody mad. I think I might actually end up base coating this in like a metallic black. Because this is just primer, but I think I might take this metallic black once the primer dries and give it a before I start turbo dorking it up. I know turbo dork is coming. Always. I like it too with this older model. The details are popping more. Because sometimes when you start putting the primer on and layers of paint, you're losing detail, but these seem to be stamped out much differently. I know somebody's out there like, why didn't you make all the edges smooth? You have it perfectly, snip everything. Sure have it. Be mad, stay mad. But I'm not out here trying to win competitions for my building job. I'm just trying to have fun. It's a really funny story. I haven't forgotten. Part of the reason I have my hand down here is because the color matches so close between the neutral gray and the plastic. Yeah, I just want to make sure that resin, whatever it's made of, I just want to make sure that it is spraying and that I'm not missing spots. So the spray on my glove helps me see that. And also helps me make sure I'm not spraying anything I don't intend to spray that's on my desk. Okay, so this is funny. Y'all ready for a story? Talk about working virtually. What time is it? Time is getting away from me. Okay, so I have been working in a virtual world since my career began. And at my first company, I had a team of people that I worked with. I was what was called an inside salesperson. I did a lot of big solution building, like helping design like data centers and stuff like that. And we had somebody who was like the front face to the customer. I did all the internal stuff, but I did all like the software peripherals and things like that. So 20 years ago, webcams were not a thing in the workplace. Like right now, we all cam up. Everybody gets on camera, whether you're using, WebEx or Google, Zoom, Teams, whatever you're using, everyone cams up now. Back then, that wasn't a thing. We didn't all have web cameras. We had WebEx, but WebEx didn't have like sophisticated video function like it does now. So me and one of the teams that I worked with, we all decided that we wanted to send each other photos so that we could see each other and just be like, hey, virtual person, you're a real person. So we did it. Me, the outside sales rep, and another person I worked with, we all exchanged photos. And me and that particular team I worked with, we had a really good working relationship, like a great working relationship, actually. And after I sent my photo, the main outside salesperson stopped talking to me, like completely, like just quit talking to me. I was like, did I do something? I'm not kidding, y'all. This is a real story. You think you know what I'm about? You don't know. So I get the picture of. I think I sent my picture first because girl, we take pictures every day. Once phones started having cameras in them, we take pictures every day. And I was like, well, and I asked the other person in our little triad of team. I was like, hey, so and so quit talking to me after I sent my photo, and then he sent a photo back, but it was like the Brady Bunch dad. I was like, why didn't he send me his actual photo? You think you know what I'm about to say. You don't. What she told me, and she was laughing. She thought this was so funny. She said, oh, he sent you that because you didn't send him a real picture. You just sent him the picture of some black chick. You heard what I said. And so I tell her, I was like, that's me. She's like, ha ha ha, no, it's not. You're real funny. So I took a picture of my badge and sent it to her. And she got real quiet. Lucky for y'all, I'm a Christian and I don't believe in suing people. That really happened. But what's funny is I think after that, and I sent my badge photo, he then was horrified that he had done that because that's a huge HR issue. If somebody wanted to pursue it and make us think about it, which I didn't. I've got better things to do than be mad about somebody. That's his set of problems, not mine. But I could hear it in her voice. She was like, "Oh crap, are you mad?" And I was like, "Do you want me to be mad? Like I got real problems, and this ain't one." Can you imagine? she said it with her whole chest too. She's like, she said, You sent him the picture of some black chick. I picked out a nice photo too. I was mad. Because like I did try to pick out a nice representation of me. And it wasn't received very well. Can you imagine? Well, I can because it happened. Just one of the weirdest interactions I've ever had in my life. But that was pre this world where we all see each other all the time. We can't imagine not being able to see people. That's why if you're doing any kind of virtual dating situation, if they won't cam up, no, no. Or if they won't meet you very quickly. Like my husband and I, when we met virtually, we met on a dating site, but we didn't. I think in February I might do some like dating videos. Why not? But my husband and I, we met very quickly. We talked and talked and talked. I think we maybe video chatted once, but he came to see me and take me out on a date the week we started talking. If people will not go out with you or they will not cam up, that's a hot no. And if they ask you for money, like, just no, absolutely not. I know it's hard out there. People get lonely. We want, to believe that whatever some stranger on the internet is saying is true. And trust me, I have multiple friends who have found their significant other on the interwebs. I am pro online dating. But just like real dating, it doesn't matter if it's online or in real life. You gotta ask the right questions and check that people's actions, their behavior follows the things that they say. If their behavior and their words don't align, you don't want to deal with that person because they're gonna be nothing but a headache. And oh, by the way, I'm gonna give y'all this for free. If you're going to date somebody who is physically different than you, whether that be in tone of skin or manner of dress, cultural background, whatever it is, don't lead off with "I've always wanted to date a blank" or "Have you ever dated a blank?" But don't do that. Humans are humans. Enjoy getting to know other humans, or just date what you like. All right, people are not experiments. Don't date somebody to see if you would like it. That's rude. Don't experiment on people. If you have a preference, go for your preference. And if your preference doesn't prefer you, well, widen your options, but don't be a jerk. That's your first Valentine's advice on dating. We all have preferences. My preference is nice. My preference is nice man who treats me well. And that's exactly who my husband is. And I have my own personal Santa Claus now. When he's not being Santa, he is a gnome. He lives in the front yard next to my herb garden. Trying to make sure I get any patches that I miss. The good thing I like about using the airbrush for primer is it dries relatively quickly. What time is it? Okay, I got a little bit of time. I always have a million things to do. My husband's D&D group was over this week, and I got up early that day before work. We had a pork butt that was sitting in the freezer. That I was tired of it being in the freezer because it was from Saw Day, and we got it from Costco, so there were two of them. And we can't cook something like that just for a couple of people because we won't be able to eat it all. So I decided to cook it for them, and they devoured it. But his friends that came over, they're a couple of single guys. They don't have anyone at home making them fabulous meals. So when our single people come over, he likes to feed them. The only way to get the underside is to pick it up. There's no other way to do it. The problem is the door's closed. Yet that one is not glued. Crap on a cracker. I will fix it in a minute. I thought I was going to need a whole lot more primer than what I'm using. I have to dump a lot of this back in the bottle. You know, you gotta get, there's a lot of nooks and crannies on something like this, nooks and or crannies. So this is really the only way to get to all of it. You gotta pick it up. Lazy Susan is very helpful, but if I was to ever do a TikTok channel, which I won't, I would tell stories from when I was still in the dating pool. The problem is, like, if you tell a story and you try to leave it anonymous, somebody out there is going to be like, that was me. And that's how problems start. Especially nowadays, like, it's amazing to me how with minimal details, there are parts of the internet that can literally just go find people. And I wouldn't want that to happen to anybody, especially since I'm cultivating an online presence. That's what keeps me from telling any kind of stories that aren't just about me. I would hate to inadvertently do that to someone. That would be the suck. But that is a whole difference between online presence now and when I was younger. You could not just enter somebody's info and go find everything out about them back in the day. Like, I mean, there are websites now where you can pay money and learn everything about somebody if you got their first and last name. Like, it's crazy. I mean, you may not have the exact right person, but it's a lot. But one thing that is prudent to do is that when you're dating someone, if you or you met somebody virtually, definitely go look them up. Like when my husband and I started dating, and he was right to do this. I'm not bashing him at all because I looked his stuff up too. He looked up to see if the house I said I owned, I actually owned. That was a wise thing to do because people do fib about stuff like that. People make up lies all the time. Um, you know, because when you're trying to find someone to be with who is, living a life similar to yours, those are things that you care about. And I looked that up on him as well to see if he was the master of his mana, so to speak. I'm gonna go ahead and glue this back on. Is there any glue in here? Is it? No, don't tell me this one's stoppered. There is glue in here. I'm gonna have to heat up that end to get that glue out of there. Is there another plastic glue? There's a little plastic glue left in here. Let me set this down here real quick. In its holder. Just checking on my dog. Yeah, we got a little plastic glue left in here. Oh my goodness, we have very little plastic glue left in here. I have to do something stupid. There's like very little in here. I'm going to dump out a drop, then I can spread it on each side. There we go. Actually, that wasn't as stupid as I thought it was going to be. Spread, spread, spread. Let's drop this guy back down so that he will be connected, and then it will work perfectly. There we go. All it needed to be was glued down. Cool. Little things. It's the little things. I'm still kind of mad about the one that's not on here perfectly, but it's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Get this last little bit of base coat on here. But yeah, life before the internet became what it is. As an older millennial, it's been interesting watching the evolution of online presence. Because, when I was younger, like what you and I are doing right now, unheard of. Like YouTube at first was something like weird people did. Like, why would you just put up videos about yourself and your life for a whole bunch of strangers? And now people out here making billions, posting videos and doing stuff with their friends. I am not making billions. I'm not even making hundreds. My channel's monetized, but it's not. This does not pay my bills at all. I did have memberships on my channel once, but I opted not to do that. I just feel like with the way things are and the economy and how tough things are for people, I don't want to put anything behind a paywall. Like, it just felt like what you're supposed to do as a YouTuber, so I was going to do it. But I felt icky doing it, so I changed my mind. The memberships, and everyone was refunded. I think it only lasted like 2 months. It didn't feel good. It felt gross. Now we flip to do the outside. See, this is the one that's not perfect. It's fine. A little bit of hang up in here. If you don't see your needle coming through, you've got a little bit of clogginess going on. This is where the Lazy Susan really shines. I think I have 8 airbrushes now. This is just not flowing the way I want it to. It was, and now it's getting clogged up on me, and it's annoying me. Let's see if there's a clog in here. Oh, yep, there it is. Pull that out. There we go. Got it. That's what stinks, is when you're trying to do something like this and then the airbrush decides, no. There we go. Yes, I did just spray it in my hand. That's why you glove up. I want to see if I'm talented enough to make this one look like it's like in the takeoff or landing, like do the scaling up of the colors on it. You know this thing's going to be as pink as I can make it. It is spitting paint at me now, and I don't know why. This particular set of coveralls, you see them quite a bit. These literally are my painting overall. When I'm doing like painting like this is what I wear. Like, these have paint all over them. It is their job to be dirty. You know, that's one of the things people don't talk about. I don't paint in clothes I care about. Or if I do, I wear an apron. I have a painting apron. It's beat to death too. Well, I can't say that spraying gray on gray was the smartest thing I've ever done. But remember, the whole point of primer is just to give the paint something to grab onto. So even if you only get a thin coating on there, that's good enough. But when it comes to things like using your metallics, you do need a really good base coat on there, which is what my black ink is going to do for me. I feel like that's going to be a really nice undercoat for what I'm going to do. For what I have in mind anyway. We'll see if I can execute what's in my head. This is nice big panel, so I'm not as worried about painting it. And painting not working the way I want. I'm pretty sure this is going to be just fine. But my other stuff, I can't wait to take these classes and hopefully level up. I'm also signed up for, I'm going to do one of the Zone Mortalis games. I'm signed up for the one-day 30K tournament. We were going to do the doubles tournament, and I was really excited about it, but the doubles tournaments are 12 hours. That would take me out. So just we opted not. I opted to do different games. Also doing Blood Red Skies. I love a dogfight game. A dogfight and aerial battle. I'm so into it. I'm still gonna make my own aerodrome set. I'm gonna design it and print it. It's gonna be my first 3D print design. Um, Come on. And I think for Adepticon, what I might do is design like some game rulers to hand out with like my logo and channel on them instead of like stickers and stuff. Like everyone needs another ruler, right? And I have plenty of PLA, so that'll be a fun little project. We'll design it together. Oh, I just need to do the very bottom now. I'm gonna clean out this airbrush. Who's gonna see the bottom? Me. Is this one sprayed? Just making sure. Jesus sprayed it all. All. Okay, that wasn't nice. All to the mayo. Can I help you? My dog is down here grumbling and mumbling like he has a job. He's old man. He's getting shot right now to help with his hind leg. He had to get one of those today. Now he is woebegone. He'll tell anyone who listens how mommy hefted him into the big scary machine to nowhere and took him to the office of the Stabinator, where they tied him down and gave him a million jabs. I love my dog. All right, we are primed. That looks good. I'm glad I didn't put any thinner or anything in this because I can just dump it back in the bottle. Dark neutral gray. So we painted something gray. I know, exciting, right? But yeah. What do you think about that? How about I do some, as I do things in the February, do a few extra videos where I include some nerdy dating stuff. I think that would be interesting. It fits the theme of the month, but I need to let the hubs know we need to pick up some black primer because we are out. Spray it out. I love these bottles. Just rinse out the paint before you start spraying. Try to get it to run as clear as possible first. Good. And now I'm going to run some alcohol through it because alcohol does a good job dissolving paint, but you cannot leave the alcohol in there. You do need to run cleaner or water through it after you use alcohol, because if you let the alcohol evaporate and there's still paint particles in there, then you go make a clog. Wiping out the inside of my paint pot. Do. A little bit more. This is just isopropyl alcohol. That's all it is. It's nothing special. The reason we have so much of it is because of printing with the resin printer. You have to wash your models when they come off the printer in isopropyl alcohol before you cure them. Get all the ook off. So we usually have a bunch of it laying around. Well, not laying around. It's stacked back there. You can see it behind me to my left, which I guess is your right. I used to always wear this ring on my right hand. My first Taekwondo instructor gave it to me. It was the shape of a belt, and I really love that ring. I still have it, but it doesn't fit anymore. It's warped to all get out. So there's no way for it to fit. Oh. But I had that in a picture on my online profile years ago before I met my husband. I'm holding the camera up like this in the window and I'm taking a picture. And then like some guy messaged me and we started talking. And I guess he noticed the ring. He's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're on here and you're married." I was like, That's a mirror reflection, dude. That's my right hand. And I actually tried to argue with him, which I don't know why I did, because that I was like, really, yeah, just stuff like that. Like, think if you're gonna do the online dating thing, just think there are people out there who are out trying to do the worst, but be mindful of your conversations and how you have them, because everyone's not out trying to do the worst. Sometimes people took a picture in the mirror and there it was reversed because mirror. That's how it works. Who I'm happy with that. I'm gonna let this dry. The next work in progress video that I do will probably be basing models. I gotta let this dry completely before I do its next coat. But I'm happy with this. I'm excited to see what that's gonna look like. But I've only got like a couple of projects left before my next tournament. I've got to build my new army list and review the rules. Whew, so much to do. But in the meantime, please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope to see you in the next one.